Thank you very much.
Dude. Guys, welcome. So this is a really emotional...
I'll take my glass off.
It is pretty emotional, to be fair. There were some tears shed, I'm going to be honest, and probably will be more. Obviously, Charlie's one of my best mates. I sent you a text this week. I was like, was that your first photo shoot? I was your coach for
fair, that hit home massively.
I think it did because and it was and for me, so I didn't mean it as in just to remind you, by the way, but it was a bit of
it's pretty cool.
I was Charlie's first coach when he got in shape, for a photo shoot. You went on then to do a prep. Was that your wedding? Was that your stag? Was that your first show? We've had a lot of firsts, and I think Charlie's been a massive part of my life. Obviously, since I've been here, I feel like moving.
We were training partners for a long time as well.
Yeah, for well over a year. Not that I did fucking much training, but it was always. I was just always yeah. But I mean, to be able to do this and have an impact like we've had today, which we'll talk about in a second, with someone who's like a best mate, has been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool.
Life changing is the way I like to describe it.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah. Eye opening as well.
I think one of the things. So I mean, obviously today, we've obviously best mates, but it's only really today that I've been kind of working away with a lot of the stuff that we've spoken about today. And even all week, I'm like, when we set this up, I'm like, I'll easily help you earn millions, like legit.
And the thing is, I think even
like that sounds crazy.
No, but I think even after today, I feel like we've already scratched the surface.
100%.
Like it's now like 8:15 in the evening. We started at like 9:30, and we could keep going for like another 5 days straight.
Yeah, I think legitimately, just to put it right out there, Charlie's doing exceptionally well and has done incredible over the last few years. Of course, when I started giving business advice, in a sense, obviously when Fitness Code Freedom started, you're one of the first pilot clients that came through, and we did a little bit of work together. Charlie went off, did his things, absolutely smashed it, doing really well, really successful, changing hundreds and thousands of lives. But then for me to turn around and in you could probably take out like 20 minutes in some of those clips or some of those sections where legitimately in the space of 20-25 minutes you've gone from what you're earning now, which is incredible, to literally millions. Like you will earn millions. Like and legitimately this is so authentic. Like when I say that now, like you will earn 7 figures like next year, the year after, and more and more.
It's a matter of time. It's keep your compound.
But even that in your mind is like, yeah, obviously, because I've seen exactly how that happened. Like that's not. Well, why you even ask me that? Like and then to take a step back and go, fucking hell, like that's incredible. It's pretty cool.
It's mind blowing.
It's sunk in.
Yeah. I feel eager that I just want to get fucking my head in my laptop and get going now.
And I know it's one thing, Charlie's an exceptionally intelligent guy. He's been doing this, for obviously you've changed hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of lives. But it's just some of the things that we've gone through today.
I think it's just realigning the way I was working, the systems I have. Like I have a huge amount of traffic coming in and a huge volume of clients that I work with, but it's maximising what I do in terms of value for my time and just resetting that systems up.
We sat down at the start and we went through and I said, what are your financial goals? What's the number that you want to make in 2020? And you said $250,000, and I looked at you and I shook my head. And you said, okay, $500,000. Looking at that now, like legitimately with those figures, the 2 and the 2.
And you signed 4 clients a week.
Yeah, but even just that, like...
Yes.
Like, that's... Like, before I even ask you the next question, what's the probability that you'll make $500,000 just from this program? Let's say in the next... Let's say, we have a conversation and you implement this, you put the systems in place that we just spoke about, and then we turn on the clock and we go, right, you've got a year from now. Is there any reason... What's the probability that you will earn $500,000?
99%. Probably going to get hit by a bus.
And based on those figures, if I was to turn around to you and say, I think you can do double that, let's just say, even if it wasn't 2020, it's 2021, it's nearly 2020 now. So in 12 months' time, we start the clock. And then you say, we go, will you be earning 7 figures? What's the percentage chance? Provided you do what we said today in a short space of time.
I think even just what we've done today, again, it's 99%. But then there's so much we've touched upon which can also be added in,
so
which again
much more.
adds probably doubles, trebles, adds even more layers on top of that.
And the one thing that's really important, and we're really strong on this, that money's great, and Charlie will earn millions of pounds doing this. That's not your biggest driver. Of course, it's great, and for me, I'm like, oh, it's awesome. Like, you know, Spearmint Fitness is doing this, the Mastermind is doing this. Like, to be so, like, for you to make that amount of money doing what we're about to do with your business, think of how many lives are going to be changed.
Well, that's what we came back to. Is one of the things we talked about as well.
100%.
Like, what do you want your gravestone? For me, it was to have impact, and the more income I have coming in, the more I can push myself out there into the world and have more of an impact, which is ultimately my end goal.
So literally, when I say on the first coaching call with someone, like, let's just put into perspective what you will take away from today financially every year. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Everything that you learn today could be you could implement into any form of business realistically, in terms of the systems and strategies and everything.
Over the next 10 years, if you could have £500,000, it's £5 million today could be worth.
Easily. So hypothetically, if I was to say, how much, if you were to put a price on today?
Priceless. You can't
Like,
quantify it.
I'll put it this way. If hypothetically someone said you had to spend 50, 60, 70,000 pounds for today,
you're going to 100x it back in the long run.
like, that's crazy. Like,
it'll seem like a lot of money at the time, but it won't be
and
in the context of what.
This isn't me, by the
long-term
way.
value.
This isn't like, oh, I'm great on this, on that. I have worked exceptionally hard over the last, since you started, working away, investing, learning, refining.
This is why I wanted to come to you, because the quickest way to learn and for you to level up is, instead of trying to take all these things from everyone else and try and absorb it all in, if you go to the person who's best at what you're doing at that specific field, that's the quickest way you will learn and level up. And if you have to invest to do that, that's the best investment you'll ever make.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if someone was to pay 60, 70,000 pounds for what you got today, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, you're going to 10x that in a year.
And if you're listening to this, you've got the opportunity to work with us for 3 to 6 months for 1/10 of that price. What would you say to people who are watching this?
It's a no-brainer.
Whatever about what we learned today, I've shown you how to scale your business, put systems in place, do all of those things that I've done exactly to this mastermind to ensure that everyone listening to this is going to get a far better service than they could possibly imagine. So that in mind,
gives certainty in an uncertain world. Like, it's just because the way you break it down. Also, if you feel like you have self-doubt, the way you work in terms of breaking things down and like segmenting things. So say, for example, for me, I need to sign up 4 clients a week and I make £500,000. You say that, can I find 4 clients out of everyone who follows me a week? Yes. So
if you're wondering how Charlie can sign up only 4 clients and make £500,000, that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been number crunching, and put it this way, there is no way you will not do that. Like, if I put a gun to your head now and said, implement this, like 100% implement this as of right now, systems are in place, we just laughed at it, we said you'll be done by tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be done by tonight. By midnight it'll be done.
It is possible from this second onwards that you could close 8 people on that price point. It is possible.
Yeah.
You will earn, from this point, you'll be earning £1 million a year, £1 million just from that one program, let alone everything else that you're doing. It's mental, It's mental. And I think it comes back to, we got emotional earlier, being truthful, and I asked Charlie something that was asked me by a mentor of mine, and I asked Mike as well. And Mike even got emotional, we both did. And I said to Charlie, what is the one thing that you can do better than anyone else that you've ever met? And you're refining that right now. And if you're listening to this and you can really hone in on the one thing that you can literally, hand on heart, say, I can do that better than anyone else in the world, that's when you'll be grateful. That's when you find success and happiness and a shit ton of money. Not that money is the most valuable out of those. What's the one thing that I can do? It's not business. It isn't, but it is. It isn't. And it's not getting people in cover model shape. It's turning around to someone like Charlie, who's thankfully a best mate. So it's so much sweeter when I can, or Mike, or anyone else, or any of the people in the mastermind, and literally go, you can fucking do this, mate, and really show them how that's possible. Step by step, walk someone through, get rid of imposter syndrome, and say, listen, like, if I can fucking do this, you can. This is how we're going to do it. This is the clarity that you need. what's the probability that you're not going to go? I mean, at the end of the day, this whole documentary is 6 to 7 figures. What's the probability that's going to happen? Fact. What's the probability that
it's a matter of time? It's a matter of time.
99%?
Yeah, 100. It's when.
Yeah.
When.
Yeah.
It's not like if. It's when.
And truthfully, when you say it's a matter of when, not if, that when is based on generally is just for other people who haven't heard what you've heard today. What is so it's a case of when, right? When after they invest, or when after, because obviously, of course, the things that we put in place, it's only a matter of time now. If we hadn't had this conversation in this way, you probably, I firmly believe you would have hit 7 figures.
I've got there eventually, but it'd be going around the houses. And I said to you, the quickest way from A to B is to find someone who's an expert in that specific field, from taking someone like myself from 6 figures to 7 figures.
Multiple 6 figures, you're doing really well, by the way.
Like, that is the speed, that's the key to getting you to succeed to where you want to be quicker. The same as like from a nutritional, like a coaching point of view, if you want to get in shape. Like, you can piss around all you want, like trying to learn things yourself if you don't know. But if you go straight to a coach, they will know the steps and the processes to get you in the best shape of your life. And the same from a business coaching point of view, the systems and funnels and everything like that is exactly the same process, but just in the business world instead of the fitness world.
We haven't even touched on Facebook ads.
No.
We haven't even touched.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't even scratched the surface yet.
This is it. Like, we haven't. This is like zero paid advertising. Now, being completely transparent and completely truthful, what's the most amount of money that you would have spent in the past on getting traffic onto your page in thousands per month? The most.
I think the most is probably something like 10 grand in a month.
So Charlie was spending 10 grand a month beforehand to get where he is now. It's been valuable. From this second forward, if you didn't spend a penny on paid advertising, Facebook or Instagram or anything, what's the probability that you'll earn $1 million?
Well, so it's when?
99%.
It's when.
That is, so let's just say if you were to give me 10k every month now until you did it, I'm basically saving you 10k and you're going to be making 4 or 5 times more than you're already making.
It's no brainer.
I'm excited because obviously we've got such a good relationship, and I've actually convinced him today that, hey, you should hang out with me more.
So, it's going to be the first of many documentaries coming.
100%. I hope so. So truthfully, final words. What would you say to people who are on the fringes, or some people who say, and this is truthful, I really want to fucking do this, but it's a lot of money. Firstly,
if you have any questions, message me directly and ask me anything you want to know, because I like.
Well, firstly, most of these people won't even know how much it is until you ask or fill out a type form. And if you haven't, you should do that anyway, because we will jump on a call. We will go through some fundamentals that will help you regardless whether you sign. But what would you say to people who are like, fuck, that's a lot of money. Like, I do have some money, but what should I do? It's
the best decision you will ever make, because it can unlock the door to the life you want to have. So, like, in terms of the risk to reward ratio, like, the amount of money is not going to be life changing if it didn't work, which it will work. So think about the upside rather than downside. 100% it's worth doing.
I'll put it this way. We made a comment about Charlie spending 4k on Facebook ads before. Now, firstly, you don't need to be spending 10k on Instagram advertising. You don't need to be spending 4k on Facebook ads anymore, hypothetically. So we're saving money already, 14k a month. But that being said, Charlie's goal is to be earning 7. Actually, well, it even wasn't. You were like, "Oh, I only want to earn this." I'm like, "No." Now your goal is to hit 7 figures, and it will happen. Like we said, 99%, not if but when. If that's the case, and your goal is to do that, hypothetically, let's just say signing up for this with £5,000. Is someone who earns £1 million every year going to notice 5k missing?
You wouldn't even bat an eyelid.
So if your goal is to earn 7 figures, even 6 figures, then what's 5k,
Nothing.
4k, 6k, whatever it may be? Nothing.
And one thing I'd say is, like, I have never made an investment in my business that wasn't worthwhile. So and you agree with this, every time I've spent money on something to improve myself and my business, I can never say it didn't work, it wasn't worth
Even maybe once, I've learned something.
That's me, it's an experience, and you learn from that. And that makes you a better business person and entrepreneur, because you understand the processes more and how to sort of work going forward.
Final words? What would you say? People on the
100% I would like do it. What's holding you back from achieving your business goals is knowledge, and you have the knowledge that they need. So, like, sign up, get the knowledge, and then you'll achieve your goals. It's as simple as that.
Dude, thank you, buddy.
Mate, thank you.
Guys, what can I say? I mean, worst case scenario, fill out a type form. Let's get into a conversation. You know, this isn't me. This isn't like, oh, look at me, I'm great. This is what I've learned, and the truth.
Yeah, like this shit hot.
And it's because I've spent tens of thousands, even we both have, of course, in our knowledge, hundreds of thousands of pounds to learn what I now have that I can impart. I'm still learning, I'm still investing, as we both have multiple mentors. What am I going to be doing going forward? Delegating and investing, growing my business. You know, it's one thing that we touched on, and it kind of got a little bit emotional when I said that my goal is not, you know, to make X amount. I will, because I'm able to impart that much knowledge. And the brutal thing is this. For you guys, let's just say you're listening to this right now. Truthfully, whether you sign up to this program or not won't change my life one single bit.
It won't change yours.
It won't change my bank account one single bit. But it will change your life. It will change your world. 100%. 100%. So if you're still curious, still interested, or even if you're thinking about booking a call, do it. I'll be completely honest with you. If I feel like I can't help you, or I feel like it's not a good fit, I'm not going to take the risk. There's so many people having amazing, you know, transformations within Fitness Coach Freedom. I'm not going to take the risk if I don't think I can help. So if you're like Charlie, you want speed of implementation, you're not where you want to be, and you want to invest in the best, sign below.